Welcome, I'm Dr. Melina Roberts, and I want to talk about the difference between casein A1 and casein A2 cow's dairy, because often when I'm talking to my patients, as well as when I am giving public talks, a lot of people will be asking me this question: if they can be consuming the casein A2 dairy, or what are my thoughts in terms of the casein A1 and the casein A2. So what I want to do is I want to go through the differences between the casein A1 and the casein A2 cow's dairy. So our regular dairy on the North American market that contains both the casein A1 and the casein A2 dairy, when it was compared to the dairy that contained just the casein A2, what they found was that the casein A1 and A2, so the ones that had both of them, actually increased inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract, in the GI, and it also increased digestive disturbances. It slowed down the transit time, so the amount of time that it takes for us to have a bowel movement, so to go from us consuming the dairy to us moving it out through bowel movements, that transit time was increased. And it also decreased cognitive processing, so how the brain functioned. So when they compared that to the people who consumed the casein A2, the people who consumed the casein A2 didn't have any of those symptoms. And the other difference is that the casein A1, so the dairy that also contained the casein A1 gets, when we digest it, it actually gets converted in our bodies into another substance called BetaCasomorphin, which is an opioid peptide. And that opioid peptide, first of all, it's an opioid, so it actually has addictive qualities to it. And it's also shown to cause inflammation in our systems. Whereas the casein A2 doesn't convert into this other peptide at all. So this is one major difference, is that it doesn't have that inflammatory factor in terms of that casein A2. So far what we're seeing in terms of the research is that the casein A2 cow's dairy does seem to be a healthier option in terms of cow's dairy overall. All right, so that's my take on the casein A1 versus the casein A2 cow's dairy. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I encourage you to share this with your friends and family, to press the like button, to make a comment below, and until next time, continue to learn, grow, and build health.